registration sophomore year. And today is my C7 project researcher topic. And the topic I'm going to bring you today is molecular gastronomy. Well, I can see lots of question marks above your head. So maybe you're not so familiar with this topic. So listen carefully to me because this may be a little bit hard to understand. And just remember one thing, molecular gastronomy can be simply described as the science of deliciousness. Now imagine one day you go to a fancy restaurant and they serve fine food. And after the main course is the dessert. But when the dessert is served on the table, you're confused. What? An egg and sushi? This is the dessert? I can even buy an egg with 10 NT dollars. This restaurant must be kidding me. It is. They're kidding you. And believe it or not, it is their purpose. Have you discovered there's a bit different of this egg and sushi? In fact, the egg yolk is made of mango juice, and the egg white is yogurt, and the sauce on it is chocolate. And this sushi, they disguise the rice and seaweed with cream and chocolate, and the pink pearls on it is strawberry sauce. So this is a very common practice of molecular gastronomy. They try to deceive your taste, your sense of taste. They try to deceive your sense of the taste. So it's full of misunderstanding, but full of surprises, and that's the spirit. So now you have the basic concept of molecular gastronomy. So I'll explain in details of molecular. If you ever take chemistry classes, you may have some memories of this. A molecule is composed of a group of atoms, and when these atoms have strong bonds, they will become a molecular, and it can cause chemical reactions. And as for gastronomy, some people just call it cuisine. And gastronomy is a kind of social science, which they study the relationship between food and culture. So if we can give a formula to molecular gastronomy, then it would be science plus food plus creation. Have you ever considered your kitchen as your lab? Well, to create a cuisine, every process we went through is very similar to doing an experiment. So with this basic concept, an idea was introduced to the world 20 years ago by a French scientist, F. Baptiste. He said, I want to change the way of cooking. So he applied some scientific tools to the process of cooking. And a common way we can see is to use the styrene needles. And they inject some condensed juice in a capsule. And a capsule like this with mango juice looks just like an egg. And also sometimes they put the soda or they dissolve some ingredients to create bubbles, foams, or jelly. We often anticipate the flavor with our smelling, our visual, or our intuition. But molecular gastronomy wants to overturn the tradition and make a breakthrough in the culinary world. So these scientists, they do a research in order to have thorough understanding of the big secrets that lies on our tongues. Okay, and there's one interesting fact is that 85% of the taste is actually what we smell. So therefore, there is smoking chocolate. We experience food rather than eating them. Okay. And another method is to control the temperature precisely, because substance can be solid, liquid, or gas under different degrees. Like this picture. They put the cream with minus 120 Celsius degrees liquid nitrogen, and the creams quickly freeze and form little crinkles. And as we eat these crinkles, the smoke will just come out from our mouth to surprise us. Also, low temperature can keep meat like salmon and steak in its best quality. And chefs today, they're trying to figure the ways they're trying to figure how to let the molecule of food have more impact when it drops on our tongues. And kitchens all over the world, they're seeking the magic that can perfect their dishes. But not everyone can be a molecular gastronomist because it takes long-term training to understand your food and its molecular. So to understand your food and its molecular. But but at last, when we went through all these complex procedures, the most important thing is that we must come back to the very beginning, to the very beginning. That is the concept of the food itself. It's what makes us feel happy and satisfied every time. So I'll just quote from the inventor FATs. He said, "Cooking is not technique, and cooking is not art. It's just primarily love." So if you have the chance, I really recommend you to try molecular gastronomy, molecular cuisine, because you will definitely have an unforgettable memory when trying this. And in French, wish you have a good appetite. Bon appétit. Back to Tian.